Welcome, Alice. You are here at a fortuitous time. Joining me once again, we have Miss Leslie Benson.
Hey, what's going on?
I don't know why I joked when I said that. And then Anson joining us as well. Thanks for being here, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
And y'all are Morning Candle.
We're Mourning Candle, dark wave band from Nashville.
Allegedly.
Depends who's asking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, before y'all got here, we were listening to your new live album coming out. Sounds great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, when is that coming out?
It actually already came out. So just a couple months ago. It's brand new though. So it's called Live from Fascination Street. And it was recorded by Heath Keen here at the East Room and supported by Fascination Street DJ John Ichabod Anderson. So thank you for your support. Really, everybody that was there. It was a great show. Great show.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you said that was recorded at East Room?
It was back in October. We did a show with the legendary band Seraphim Shock, goth rock from the early 90s. They were super cool. We also played with Scary Black at that show. So yeah, it was an interesting evening. It was only our second show, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no pressure at all on
No
that one for
pressure.
sure. Yeah.
And then also Harbinger is coming out soon, or is that out already also?
No, it's okay. It just came out. It's brand new music.
Okay.
So it came out New Year's Eve night. And also it's on Bandcamp, all the streaming sites, all of that. If you're on Bandcamp ever though, sometimes we release pre-release music for free for like a day or two. So just a little tip there.
Yeah.
Hell
Follow
yeah.
us on there.
And that was not a live recording, right? That was or was it?
No, that was not. So do you want to talk about Harbinger a little bit?
Yeah, so like we've got the official version, like the studio one, that's up on Spotify and all the other things, but the live version is on the live album too. It's the last song on it. Yeah. That's probably my favorite one that we've done so far, just because I just love how dirty it sounds. It's got like my style of shit where it's like just kind of like really I don't know, it's like slutty sounding like guitar bends and things in it. And
I like that
like
description.
yeah, like a little bluesy solo and stuff like that. Yeah, it's fun. It's
Y'all
really fun
do be
to
making
live.
sexy music.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's very 80s too.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
We just did another interview, like a written interview, and they asked us what our favorite era of music is. And unbeknownst to me, Anson also said the 80s. So
Yeah.
apparently both love the 80s.
I can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I was saying in that interview, it's like the 80s had everything, especially like you had like bands like, first wave of black metal bands like Bathory, but then you have all the way up to like fucking Michael Jackson. So you have literally everything in between you could ask for. Like
Yeah.
any kind of style you want, you're gonna find the best of it like right there in the middle.
That's true. Like the pop music was great. The I guess like prelude to metal.
You have
Was
like
it-
Bay Area
Yeah.
thrash bands, all that
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, it was great.
Hell yeah. Well, y'all have some shows coming up too.
We do.
Want
We
to talk
do.
about?
We just announced some shows March 7th and April 8th at the Cobra.
Yes.
In March, we're playing with Artifact Records bands Boot Blacks, sorry, and The Discussion, as well as local DJ General Trust, which is going to be awesome. It's a bunch of post-punk and dark wave and some dusk wave, which I don't know what that is, but I like the description.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
And then our April show is with also local band The Other LA, kind of a rock metal female-fronted project. And also we are performing with a very talented solo artist from, I believe, Florida. Their name is Jelani Rose. So check them out. They're also post-punk and dark wave.
I'm really excited for them. Their shit is really good.
It's really good.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Looking forward to both of those.
Thank you. Yes, thanks for
Yeah.
your support. I know I was here, I think, a little bit over a year ago with my previous project, Got in Rehab. Shout out to them. We have a secret third show coming up here in Nashville, probably in May. We haven't announced it yet, but it will be with our good friends, God in Rehab.
Love you, Spooky.
Oh shit.
Love you, Spooky. And Audi as well. Crystal's very talented, so we're excited to play with her.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah, that'll be a good show.
I'll let
It's
you
gonna
know
be
what
fun.
day it is. We don't have it confirmed yet,
Yeah.
but it's coming. So
It's a secret. Don't tell anyone.
yeah. I love to drop those bombs.
Speaking of God in Rehab, like you last time you came on with Spooky.
Spooky. Yep.
Yeah, Matt. We were talking about how y'all have that one song, and it was about awareness with Native American women, and I think proceeds went to a charity with that.
Yeah,
And
that's correct.
yeah, and I think y'all are doing activism stuff still with Morning Candle. That's something I've always really admired about the art that you make.
Thank you very much. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Do you want to talk about Harbinger a little more?
Yeah, so Harbinger, musically, Anson would have to talk about that a little bit, but the vocals and lyrics were created by myself. So it's very much harkens back to how society was crumbling and people were being put through a lot of suffering and pain in the early days of World War II. So Kristallnacht happened in Berlin, Germany. The book burnings, people being taken away, deported, well, worse at that time. And we're kind of living in what feels like a time reminiscent to that. And so Harbinger is very much commenting on that. It's a political and societal commentary about what's happening in the world right now.
Weird times to be alive.
Very much.
Yeah, it fucking sucks.
It's pretty wild.
It's yeah, I'm trying to hold on to joy and just moments of peace when I can, when we all can, right? And making music is kind of punk rock in a way because we're able to right now freely say how we feel about things through our music and express that and share that with the audience members, and really hope that right is not taken away at some point. So
Yeah. I mean, giving people an escape and giving people community is like priceless, you know. All that to say, like, what y'all do is really important, you know, whether you realize it or not.
appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, no problem. I think little things go a long way. And it could be like you can reduce that down even more to like just being kind to a stranger is like you never really know how much of an impact that makes on people, you know?
Absolutely. I think right now it's really important to check in on each other. And
Yeah.
I mean, Anson, did you want to talk about like how are you doing? Like, what did you feel when you were going through and writing Harbinger musically?
Honestly, I was just sitting there thinking how far I could get away with before you told me, no, this is too heavy.
It is our heaviest song.
So far. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I don't really know how to like really put into words like how I feel. Because normally, anytime that I do write music, I have to be in like kind of like a mood. It's like, you know, for me trying to create, it's definitely like I can't force myself. It's like, if somebody just handed an artist a paintbrush and said, paint me a picture, and they're like, what if I don't fucking want to? You know?
Yeah.
So there's definitely always like some little bit of anger or just some kind of like depressive time that I'm back into. But, for some reason with that one, it was definitely more like a different thing where I was actually like, I was just more excited to write music. And it kind of hit me that's like, whoa, I'm not kind of just pigeonholed to one exact sound, in this band. Because, my last band was a symphonic black metal band, we really can only have one sound, hard, fast, loud, and with cellos and shit, you know? So it's like, dark wave and just like the goth music scene in general is so broad about what fits it in. Like you have goth metal, you have death rock, you have all sorts of little micro genres in it like metal, but they all sound completely different. So it was really my way of being like, okay, if I'm saying I'm in a quote unquote goth band, I can explore all these different things now.
Yeah.
Because it's really like my favorite thing and the weirdest thing about us is you listen to like no song sounds the same, but it sounds like Morning Candle. Like you can tell who wrote it.
Makes sense.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're testing the boundaries of music right now, and each song is just a little bit different, has a little different story to tell lyrically and musically. So
yeah,
genre wise, we're not so specific, but you can put us in the general category of dark wave and adjacent genres.
Right. Like we have songs like Never that are just straight up, dark wave with guitar. And then we have Sycophants, which borders on like, kind of like almost like spooky pop music kind of. And then Harbinger, which is almost a straight up like 80s rock, which is slamming guitars and all that. And then now we actually have a song that we've been playing live now called Submit, and it's straight up like motionless and white 90s new metal.
Nice.
It's really fun. So it's like I'm really glad that now I have like I don't have to go back and try to find like moments in time that piss me off to be able to write black metal. I can be like, oh, I want to write a song that sounds like this, and I get to do that. And then Leslie takes my turd and polishes it and makes it sound good.
We're lucky to be working with a friend of ours who is our sound production expert, Nick McLaren, the Static architect out in California, and he's actually been with me as a friend and music partner since Gun Rehab days. So we kind of continuing to work with him, and he's helping really shine the music and help us express what we're trying to get across to the audience. So that's pretty cool. And I did want to say, please come see us at a show, because none of our shows are exactly the same. Each show we have, a lot of the shows we have a different song, different new music coming out all the time. We're writing our first album, so it's kind of exciting to see how we're changing and growing, and we're just figuring things out right now.
Yep.
So yeah,
Hell yeah.
early stages.
Yeah, excited to see y'all grow, because it's already like y'all haven't been performing together long, right?
No.
Not at all. We'll be doing our 4th show in March. So
See, that's crazy.
yeah,
Like y'all already sound great.
thank you so much
Yeah.
for saying that.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I was very excited to see what y'all have cooking and what the Rock's cooking.
Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of music did y'all listen to in the house growing up? Like, what did your parents listen to? I think we probably talked about this last time,
It's a good
maybe a little
question.
bit.
Yeah. So what did our parents listen to?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that is not what I said. That is what I meant.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't think that's what came out of my mouth, but that is what I meant to say. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Like, what did your parents listen to in the
Oh, yeah.
car, in the house?
Well, back then it was considered, I guess, classic rock or classic goodies, like oldies but goldies, or what do they call that shit? 60s, 50s. Anyway, so Simon and Garfunkel, the Beatles, the Shocking Blue Venus was actually one of the first songs I heard that kind of set me into the spooky world. Like, this is before there was a commercial that had that song in it. This was like on a record that my dad had from the 70s. I don't know if you know that song. It's really good. What about you?
Oh man, this is fun. So I had 2 very different sides of musical upbringing. So like my dad, the man swears up and down he's never smoked a bowl in his life, but like he listens to like old stoner rock, like Grateful Dead and like Arlo Guthrie and shit like that. So like a lot of old school like southern rock, like Skinnerd, um, Bad Company, Allman Brothers, Eric Clapton, all that kind of stuff. But he also dipped his toes into like AC/DC and like Black Sabbath, so that's what like kind of planted the seed for me. But then on my mom's side, just straight up peepaw music, man. Like, Waylon Jennings, Johnny Cash, a bunch of 90s country. And I will still fully admit, I listen to that on a daily basis. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Waylon Jennings is great.
Yeah. Hank Williams. I actually, one of my favorite photos that came from the set is I've actually made a Whiskey Benton hellbound Hank Williams Jr. shirt.
Nice.
Where it's had like a big devil face on the front and said Whiskey Benton hellbound on the back, and it looks so fucking cool. Yes, I love that shit, man. Like, as much as I like play and write like dark shit, like country will always have just like the biggest place in my heart. I love that old school shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting for the morning candle country song.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, you grew up
This is
here.
like,
You're
no.
from
Yeah,
Nashville,
I did.
so, right?
Yep.
Hell yeah. I used to clean, you know who Ronnie Millsap is?
Yeah.
I used to clean his pool. He like not far from here.
Small world. Okay.
Yeah, he's a big country music artist from back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
My mom actually has a video of me as a baby. She says it was my first favorite song was his Christmas song. Where she just has a photo. She has a video of me like in front of our big tube TV, and I'm just like rocking back and forth to it, just watching it, and it would like eventually just put me to sleep. And that would happen every time she fucking played that song. Yeah, Ronnie Millsap's got some good shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. What have y'all been listening to in like the last month?
There's a band that came through last fall called Feilu, a darkwave band that I've really gotten into. They played at the East Room. It was the first time that I saw them. I'd really like to play a show with them, actually.
Yeah.
If they come back to Nashville, please invite us to open for you. What about you? What have you
Lots of butt rock.
Okay.
Lots of straight up butt rock. Fucking Nickelback has been in the playlist. Seether, like 3 Days Grace. I like me and her been like having like my partner off screen. We've been like we bonded over a lot of butt rock bands. So like there's a lot of times where we go back and listen to it. Like, like I said, like 3 Days Grace, Seether, Puddle of Mud, Spine Shank, shit like that.
That 3 Days Grace album with like the like paper cutouts of the people.
Yeah, one
That-
X. Yeah,
that album slaps.
I learned like when I first started learning how to play guitar. That's the first album that I learned like front to back how to play just to impress a girl, and it didn't
Nice.
work.
Hell yeah. I love your answers. Like I unashamedly fuck with P-pop music
Yeah,
and
dude.
butt rock.
Like I may look like this, man, but yeah, like you will find me in a bar getting nasty drunk to like fucking like
Ooh.
2 Dozen Roses by Shenandoah
Yeah.
and Rockstar by Nickelback. It will happen.
Yeah, what's guilty pleasure music for you?
I like oldies country. Actually, Simon and Garfunkel. I love
Yeah,
that.
hell
That's
yeah.
not really a guilty pleasure though. They're
Yeah.
just
That's
good
fucking
music.
It's
great.
good
Yeah.
music.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some pop music. Let me
Yeah.
think. Let me think. Good question. There's this like really like bubblegum pop song that's just like just like girly and bubbly. What is it? I think it's called Sex Money Feelings. I can't remember the artist.
Okay, is it a newer song?
Yeah, it's like
Okay.
within the last few years.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Been listening to
Yeah.
that just like that. I don't even know the artist, just listening to that same
That
song.
Yep.
It's like an anthem when
I
I'm like
understand.
cleaning.
Understand. For me, it'd be like ABBA. I hear
Oh,
Dancing
yeah.
Queen, and I'm like, hold my drink, I gotta dance.
Let's go.
Let's go.
I can't even call this a guilty pleasure, but it's been in my rotation a lot lately. Is there's an anime called Bochi the Rock, and the soundtrack for it has been really, really good. It's like a anime girly pop rock.
Hell yeah.
It's pretty fucking dope.
Talk about
Hell yeah.
soundtrack music. Have you seen Tron, the new Tron?
I haven't.
Aliens?
Mm-mm.
Well, the movie is but the
That's what I
music's
heard,
amazing.
yeah.
I mean, it's obviously
Oh, yeah.
Trent Reznor and everything, but
Oh shit.
wow, the
Okay.
soundtrack, it's really good.
Yeah, he can mic himself in the bathroom and turn it into something cool.
Seriously, ridiculous.
He really
It's so
could.
good.
That's cool. Yeah, I heard the movie wasn't very good, but I'm sure that doesn't mean the music isn't amazing.
Oh, the
Yeah,
music's
the music's
insane.
phenomenal.
The
Hell
music
yeah.
is insane.
That's what's up. Seen any good movies lately?
Oh, geez. I'm like, what the hell am I even watching? We rewatched like Game of Thrones and Lord of the
Hell yeah.
Rings and The Hobbit. So
Hell
that was
yeah.
our entire Christmas. What about you? Old
I'm
stuff or new
actually
stuff?
not like a big movie guy.
Really?
Like, my partner, a lot of my friends, like they always look at me like crazy. I'm like, "You've never seen this movie?" And I'm like, "No."
What's a movie?
Right?
Yeah.
Like, because
What
like
is that?
I usually just like sit around and watch like guitar nerd shit on YouTube or like Yu-Gi-Oh videos.
Okay,
But
that's fair.
like I don't know. Maybe what was the last good movie we saw?
Off screen. Sorry.
The last movie?
Yeah. Um
There aren't any.
Oh, the Depeche Mode. The Depeche Mode
Oh,
movie.
okay.
The rockumentary or whatever you call it. That was really cool. If you get a chance, it's on Netflix.
Nice.
Yeah.
last
There-
movie I remember watching was Hereditary.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Yeah, Hereditary is
That's
really
one of
good.
my favorites.
Yeah.
No, Color Out of Space.
Color Out of Space. Yeah, Color Out of Space. The crazy like Nick Cage, like almost going full blown Nick Cage, but he never really does it. So it's like a cock piece
Okay.
the entire movie, but it's really good.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
Very
saw-
body horror. Very awesome if you're
Ooh.
into that.
Okay.
You ever seen Wild at Heart?
No.
That's
It's another. It's
one.
like it's an
Yeah.
old Nick Cage movie I just saw. So when you said Nick Cage, it's what I thought
Yeah.
of because I just watched that recently.
Nick Cage's and everything.
That one's
it's
a
really
David
awesome
Lynch
that he's
film.
in literally everything now. Like he's all these crazy movies. Like Mandy is insane. Mandy was good.
Hell yeah!
Yeah.
I remember seeing the trailers for that one. I haven't seen that yet.
It goes completely off the rails in like the first like 10 minutes of that movie. It is
Oh, yeah.
ridiculous in the best way. Like ninja motorcycle riders and like chainsaw fights. It's fucking sick.
Nice. Okay.
Nice. Do y'all think aliens have ever been here, like from outer space?
Yeah, my dad used to work at Wright Pat, so that's like where they took the Area 51 aliens, supposedly. I don't know, but my dad's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's something going on here. So he's retired, but anyway.
I have questions.
Yes, I don't have any more answers, but I will say
okay.
I went one time when I was a little kid to like take your daughter to work day or whatever back in the like 90s or 80s. I don't know. And I remember walking through these gigantic warehouses that were all like the Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, and they were so creepy, and there was like nothing in them except for old telephones, just like the spin telephones. Like they were like getting rid of them all. Like there was like hundreds of telephones.
Whoa.
I just remember this vividly. It was very strange.
Just
That's
a
all I
room
got.
full of rotary phones.
That's
Yeah,
all
that
like just
sounds-
rotary
that's very
phones. I'm
surreal.
like,
Yeah.
it's like a dream, but it was
Yeah.
real.
That's
Yeah,
a
all I got.
liminal space.
Yeah.
What about you? Aliens? Yes, no?
I don't know if they've been here. I know they probably wouldn't come here now. I always like to think like aliens are like that South Park episode where we're just kind of like a TV show, like on like 9 millionth season kind of thing, like international cable. But I will say, like, I'm the one of the people that believe like it's just a very narcissistic thought to believe that like something as vast as the universe is that's constantly expanding and your brain can't comprehend it, that we're the only rock in the big place that got a mold infection that had life on it.
Yeah.
There's no way that didn't just happen in other places. Like whether
Yeah.
can they space travel? Fuck, I don't know. They might be having a podcast right now somewhere else too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Having the same kind of conversation. But yeah, I definitely think that there's no way there's not.
There's a really good quote somewhere out there by Stephen Hawking about that it's more probable that there is other life out there than there's not.
Yeah, they call it a statistical impossibility, meaning like the odds are so astronomically low that we would be the only intelligent life that it's basically impossible. Which statistics are weird, right? Like that's like that doesn't mean that there is definitely life. It's just one of those like it would be dumb to not assume that, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I can't remember. Did you tell ghost stories last time you were here? I think
I think I
probably
did, but Anson's got some really good ones. So I'm going to pass that baton over here.
All right. So this is probably one of the dumbest things I ever did. And I want to speak for the record, like, you know, even much to my girlfriend's like annoyance that, you know, I have like stories of things that I've encountered, but I am like the most skeptical person. Like anytime they say it's a ghost, I'm like, no, you're not. It's not a fucking ghost. Like there's no way. There's gotta be a fucking possibility. Well, so I try to fuck with a Bell Witch and got fucked with back. If there's the only way that I can describe it is, so me and a ex of mine, we went to the Bell Witch Cave because she had never been, and she was always interested in the legend. And I was like, you know, I lived in National City, so I only live like 20-40 minutes away.
It's
from
out
the
in
place.
Adams, Tennessee.
Yeah, out in Adams, Tennessee.
Next to Red River Canoe Rental.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you know, my mom used to take me and my sister out there as we were kids as punishment to be like, hey, we're gonna go see the witch if you don't behave. You know what I mean? Yeah, dude. Old Southern moms, man, they're fucking crazy. I love her to death, but fucking wild what they do. But so anyway, like the legend of the place is, and it's just kind of like grown over the years, is like you absolutely do not take a fucking thing from that cave. Because you know, they had the cabin tour and they got the cave tour, which is supposed to be like a native burial ground, all that kind of things like that. Spirit was supposedly hid in the cave, so on and so forth. Well, there's always stories and you can actually read them. They have like pieces of paper, like in like the main little gift shop area thing where you can read stories of people being like, hey, I took this from the cave. Shit got real weird. I brought it back. And, you know, I was telling her that I was like, whatever you do, don't take anything. This is what they say, you know, you're superstitious. Don't touch anything. And she's like, okay. So me and my dumb ass, I walk in the cave and, you know, we go through the whole tour or whatever. And we get back in the car and I go, hey, babe. And I pull the rock out of my pocket. And she's like, what are you doing? I'm like, it's a fucking rock. Who cares? Like, so like I had plans for it. Like I was going to put it on like my little like mantle and in the kitchen, little jar, put it in there, like spooky rock, you know, ooh, you know, little show off thing. And for like the entire weekend, nothing happened. You know, I was looking at the rock being like, yeah, you ain't gonna do shit. You know what I mean? It's kind of like in the back of my head, like growing up in like a very, not exactly like religious, but spiritual and superstitious household, like there was like that little bit of like nagging thing, like that's a bad idea, man. So like, you know, as any kind of not smart Southerner, something I'm kind of scared of, I just attack it. You know what I mean? So I was like, you know, you stupid ass rock, you ain't gonna do shit. You know, and so the whole weekend went fine. And then like I said, my ex at the time, she would stay, you know, she would leave for work from my place on Monday mornings, and she would leave early in the morning because, you know, she had like a 5 a.m. shift. And so when I woke up, she was already gone. But I woke up that morning and like the following Monday, and I woke up and like, you know, when like you just wake up and something just doesn't feel right, like you know, you have like that vibe. Well, I had that feeling that like I couldn't get out of the house fast enough. And like yeah, I could just feel like hair standing on the back of my neck, and it really felt like if I turned around, like something would be there. And like so I was like, this is weird. So like I get out in my truck and I start driving to work. And I call her, to ask, how her day is going. Because by the time I'm usually calling her, it's like 9 o'clock. So she's like halfway through her shift being on lunch. So I called her and I was like, hey, what's how's your day going? And she's like, oh, it's great. She's like, how was yours? I was like, man, it's just weird. Like I just had this eerie fucking feeling like someone's following me all morning. And she's like, please don't tell me that, because when I was leaving for work this morning, when I walked out your door, I thought I heard a woman scream, and I never ran as fast in my car as I ever had. And I was like, oh, it was probably just the neighbor watching horror. She's like, Anson, at 4 in the fucking morning. And I'm like, I don't know. But that's actually part of the legend is like when she's around, you hear a yell, like a scream. And so I didn't think, I was like, whatever. So I went to my little IT internship and I just kind of brushed it off for the day. And then I came back home. And before I came back home, I had to go pick up my son who was staying at my mom and dad's like down the street while I worked. So I picked him up, brought him home. Everything was fine. And I'm getting ready for bed and I've got him down. And what I do is it's like to let him know that it was time for bed. I would go and I would turn the porch light off at night, in our condo. And whenever he saw that, he knew like, hey, bedtime. I go to bed. I do not get out. So I picked him up, turned the light off, put him in his room, and went and grabbed me a beer from the refrigerator and went to go play fucking, I think it was like Titanfall 2 or something like on my PC. And so I was sitting there and I was like, okay, finish my beer. I'm going to grab a beer. Got up, went to the refrigerator, turned and looked, and I was like, wait a minute, I turned that off. So light was on. Went over, turned light back off, went back. About another 2.5 hours later, I'm going to grab me another beer. Grabbed it, looked, the light's back on. And I'm like, all right, now, like, the fuck? So I went and I turned it off. And
Where's
then
the rock?
the rock is on the mantle the entire time.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's just sitting there on the
I got
countertop
you.
menacingly as a rock can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but anyways, so like a few hours, like no, not a few, like maybe like 30 minutes to an hour later, my kids start screaming. And he's a heavy sleeper. Like to this day, you literally have to punch his kid in the face to wake him up. And
Don't try it.
no, don't try that. Don't punch your kids, everybody. But no, he is hard to wake up. But like he started screaming. He doesn't do that. Like he's not like a screaming kid. Like when he was a baby, he was very, very like docile and quiet. Like he didn't make a noise hardly. So I was like, what the? So I mean, I thought maybe he fell out of his bed, something like that. And so I bolted into his room, and he's just in the corner of his bed, just like scrunched up. And I'm like, dude, what's going on? And he just goes, she's right there. And I went, nope. So I picked him up, and as I'm going out the door, I noticed the porch light is on again. And I went straight to my dad's, and my mom took him, and I said, what's wrong? Well, my mom took him, was like, what's wrong? What's wrong? She's like, that lady. I don't want to see the lady again. I don't want to see the lady again. And to this day, he was still scared. And while we stayed in that condo before me and my partner bought our house, he was still afraid to sleep in that room and look in that corner.
Whoa.
Like he still remembers it.
It does seem like there's something about kids having more of these experiences. Like a lot of the times when I ask people about this kind of stuff, it's things that happened to them when they were kids.
Yeah.
And like I never had anything like that happen when I was a kid. It was only like when I went looking for it, like kind of like what you're describing, like fucking around and finding out.
Yeah.
And but like I will say, like psychedelics do a thing that opens up doors the same way that I think children are susceptible.
Interesting.
And what I think that is like when you're a kid, you haven't like built your idea of reality yet. So like anything is possible. Whereas like as adults, once we start to at least come up with a story that we tell ourselves, it's like, well, something can't apparate because that's not possible, I think is a sort of defense mechanism against things like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, totally.
and then, yeah, so it's like you take mushrooms and it's like, well, I no longer have a like firm idea of what the rules are anymore. So it's like a lot more is possible because like your reality is more malleable at that time. Like you're
Yeah.
Yeah,
more willing to accept something that is like impossible.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think and you know, there might be things that like take advantage of like kids or people that are in vulnerable positions, like kind of opportunistic, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Things like that prey on people that are vulnerable.
Yeah. Do you have any experiences you want to share?
Yeah, mainly the clearest thing that I can remember as a young adult, I guess I was like a kid, I don't know, teenager, kid, preteen. Anyway, I was like asleep, woke up pretty lucid, halfway lucid, I don't know, in the middle of the night, saw my mom walk into my room, and she just was really slowly walking, like in some kind of a white gown, walked over to the dresser, and I sat up and I was like, you know, trying to get the sleep out of my eyes. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? And the figure I noticed had no feet. And I'm like, Mom? And then it like started to disappear. And I was like, Mom! And I just like yelled for her.
Damn, Mom learned a new trick.
Yeah, she was in the other room. And I was like, Did you just come into my room? She's like, No. And I asked about it later, and I talked to my mom a lot about openly about like spirituality and different things like ghosts and aliens or whatever, you know, whatever's possible. It's very interesting to speak with her about it. But she thinks that either it was a shapeshifter, a mimicker,
Mm.
which is not good. But I didn't feel like it had a malevolent spirit. I felt like it had just kind of a complacent, observant spirit, just kind of hanging out, seeing what I was doing. But I was not okay with that. So
Little
yeah.
did she know it was actually Chris Angel testing for his pilot.
Another theory, I guess, some people would say that maybe it was her like soul or her spirit while she was asleep, kind of traveling over to check on me.
Oh, like astral projection. kind of
Astral
thing?
projection kind of situation. I don't think it was that. I think it was more of a mimic situation, but
What an interesting thing for your mom to say. Was she like is like spiritually minded?
very much.
Okay.
Very much.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's like a little bit knowledgeable about that kind of stuff.
She's kind of new age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I was like, that's like a specific thing to say.
It's
like,
weird.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool to be able, I know not a lot of people are lucky enough to have supportive families that are open-minded like that, but we have a lot of really deep discussions about things like that.
Nice.
And it's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's very accepting.
I actually have like a similar relationship with my mom, even though she is like religious fundamentalist. Like I still talk about like, you know, like this kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's cool to just talk about what's possible. You
Mm.
know, who can know? It's just an interesting thing to think about.
For sure. I like getting different, yeah, like you said, like no one knows, which is why I think I like getting so many different takes on things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes I think it just depends, your spirituality depends on like, of course, like how you grew up and how you perceive the world. Sometimes it's how people want to see the world, like how they, you know, they're like, well, I can only survive if I, you know, wear these rose-colored glasses and everything's good and I have faith and everything's going to be great. And other people choose not to believe that. So it's
Yeah.
cool. It's interesting. People are different.
Yeah, I like now I'm getting older, like I don't do this as much, but I've had like very much a like create my vision, like make my dreams reality, like force it to happen. And then like I don't know, there's a lot to be said about just going with the flow also.
Yeah.
And like things just come to you when you do that,
Yeah.
you know? So I'm finding that balance, you know, because I think there is like a utility to both of these things, but there definitely has to be like a balance. Like the on the other end of that, like, you know, life will just carry you along if you don't like state your intentions and like you know, it's easy to just get lost
Yeah.
in things and maybe end up in places like you don't want to be, you know? So I think there definitely needs to be like a compromise
The
here.
balance.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's what we're doing musically too. Like we set intentions, but we don't try to force anything. We just kind of have these loose goals that we want to achieve, like more live music and maybe play a festival at some point, collaborate with people, general things. And we haven't been like pushing it or approaching people in a way that is like forcing anything. People are just kind of coming to us and saying, hey, do you want to play a show? Do you want to do a song together? It's very organic, and I think that's a good way to do it.
She makes a really good point because like when we were first starting this, just like sitting in my room, like throwing song ideas back and forth, like I told her I was like, my goal for like this band so far is like, in the next like maybe like year or two after playing shows that we get invited to play like SLC and Fascination Street, and those turned out to be our second and third show. So it's like, damn, what do I do now?
That's so cool.
But it's really cool to be like, wow, like you already accomplished that goal already so soon. Like, so that was a really cool, thing to do. Like you said, like you just kind of manifest it.
Yeah, that was
You know?
super humbling too. Like the Nashville music community, especially in the goth scene and adjacent scenes, is so supportive. And just Ichabod and folks and Taylor and you as well, just coming in and like supporting us and allowing us to tell our story and play our music. A lot of the DJs in town have been supportive. Shout out to Alex McDowell. And our good friend Matt Jones, who is 8-Bit Witch on Twitch. That rhymes.
My final fantasy buddy.
Yeah, so a lot of good people out there have been supportive. Ray Rose Photography, Gabe, another photographer from Studio Luna. Just super cool scene. We're all kind of friends too. Like all of us, like we say hi when we see each other out.
Yeah.
We ask how you're doing, like online sometimes, and I know we all get busy, but we appreciate you and what you're doing here. So
It's an honor to have you guys.
thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah. I like you're so sweet. You're like I really appreciate like community. Like sometimes I don't know. You see a lot of like gatekeepy stuff in some communities, and I appreciate like being not like that.
Yeah,
Like being
yeah.
like trying, what are we doing if we're not trying to uh create community?
Absolutely,
You know?
absolutely. And at the end of the day, we just have to remember that everybody's human. All of us have made whatever mistakes in whoever's eyes. Like it's not. We're not here to judge each other. Like if anything, we should be trying to protect each other and empower this community because there's a lot of other people kind of on the exterior of alternative subcultures that are not supportive of us and that are trying to harm the members of our community very much so. So we really need to just stand up and stop gatekeeping so much. I understand if it's a safety issue, but like, let's really try to talk to each other and understand each other's stories and be respectful that we are all trying to survive here. We're all like-minded. We're all alternative. Like we don't necessarily go along with the mass idea of how life should be led. And I think that's kind of peaceful, actually, just doing what we feel is right.
That's very something that irritates me all the time. And I guess it's not as obvious as I think it is. But like it bugs the shit out of me when people can't see the future, like can't think steps ahead of like because like that kind of attitude is not going to get you anywhere in life, right? Like trying to, it's just like Mean Girls stuff. It's like you can't sit with us. Is like if you can't see how that is going to happen to you, then it's not only is it wrong, but it's stupid. It doesn't make any sense to do that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I understand totally what you're saying, and kind of similarly touching upon what's going on in the world today with ICE and all that shit. Abolish ICE. But anyway, so Harbinger is very much about that. It's our anti-ICE song. I'm going to say it out loud right now. Facebook tried to almost ban me the other day for being honest.
Shit.
Yeah. All I said was, well, the stuff happening to Renee Good and everyone that's being taken right now, it kind of sounds like the fucking Gestapo. And I will say that out loud. And Facebook was like, well, okay, well, you have 1 month. This is your first strike.
What?
And if you get more than, I think,
3.
Is it 3 strikes?
Yeah, I found out real quick.
Okay, yeah. So a friend of mine had his Facebook banned today. He was on there since 2008. He's an outspoken person in the music community in Indianapolis, actually, that's been speaking out against this stuff. And they've just took his, legacies page down completely. So he has no way of contacting people outside of TikTok and Instagram. So be careful out there. I hate it. I feel like our free speech is being taken away. And as a writer and an artist and a singer, like that's horrible. And I hate everything that's happening right now. But I'm not going to be totally like depressing on this show. I think
no, it's important to talk about.
Yeah, I think it is.
So what is the violation? What did they say to you?
That I said, what's happening sounds like the Gestapo.
And that's
people are being taken away and killed and sent to prisons that are,
17-year-old kid dragged out of his work at Target, then dumped at a Walmart parking lot when they found out that he was actually a civilian.
Like,
oh my God.
Kids, man.
Children. Like there's actually a member of the goth community recently, a DJ, and her girlfriend that got taken, and they broke her hand. There was 5 giant men on a young lady who couldn't defend herself, and she was screaming in the back of a police car. And we can't stand for this. We have to rally together. We have to support each other, and we have to make this a better world, folks. Like, come on. And music is a way to express that. Podcasts are a way to express that, share the story. This is really important that we're talking about this stuff.
Touching back a second earlier, though, like I said, this may piss some people off. I don't really give a fuck. Like, especially in like the gossip, we're talking about like gatekeeping and all that. We do need to watch our own, though. Yes. We do have some people that are like to wear the jersey but think they're on the team. Like, just because I'm a Patriots fan and I have a Tom Brady jersey doesn't mean I get to funnel his balls before every game. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Great analogy.
Right. But it's just been really pissing me off lately, seeing a bunch of alternative people, and this just comes from like a lot of religious trauma from when I was a kid too, of conservative people with those ideologies of like, oh, ICE is a good thing. Oh, or nationalism, all this kind of thing. No, fuck you. Anybody that says they're in the alternative community, but it's like believes in those kind of things, like, oh, Charlie Kirk was just talking, whatever. No, he fucking wasn't. And anybody that tries to fuck, I'm bad at this when I get mad. Goss against cancel culture, go fuck yourself.
I agree. And
I got invited to that group and realized it was like
and anybody who supports it, go fuck yourself.
It's really funny you say that, because I got invited to that group and then left really quick because there was a cop on there, and he's like I'm part of the community, and I commented on it. I just said something like fuck you, pig, something like that, which I mean all he was doing was being a cop, but like that's enough for me. And someone else got on there and was like, this is the wrong place. And I realized actually I have no problem gatekeeping police. Like,
yeah, you're probably protecting yourself.
Yeah. I have a problem with law enforcement. So seeing what's going on right now is like some of the craziest abuse of law enforcement I've seen.
Absolutely.
The craziest thing that I saw, this was today actually, they kind of popped up on my feed again. And which is really weird, because it's like anytime that I watch a fishing video, I'm a big fisherman. Anytime I watch a fishing video on Facebook, it automatically just wants to shove a bunch of right wing shit in my face. It's like, dude, I don't like this. I like fish. I like fish. I like putting a line in water and catching a fish. It tickles my lizard brain. But no, then all of a sudden I started getting right wing propaganda shit. Mm-hmm. But like you said in that group, there's always that blatant hypocrisy that you see a lot on the right side, where it was there was a post today, and posted anonymous, which already shows how big of balls they have. Yeah. Where it was they posted some screenshots of somebody talking about something, and they were like, oh wow, look, yeah, they're trying to get this show canceled or whatever, blah blah blah, what the fuck, because of God knows what, I don't know. Yeah. But the thing that got me is in the comment section, he posted again, it was here's the person that said this, let's go after them and give them the attention they deserve. So it's like, okay, so you're going to incite a hate mob against somebody, which is something you already say that you hate. You're trying to cancel this person, which this is the cancel culture you say you're about, and all that you're going to post it anonymously. You're a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come out and just say it with your face, Hoss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that group also tried to cancel Dusty Gannon, who's the lead singer of what was formerly now Vision
Goth
Video.
Dad.
Goth Dad, because he's very outspoken, and I'm glad that he is. I'm glad that he's saying what some people wish they could say about what's happening in the world, and he's trying to hold people accountable. Also, check out his new band, Agonal Gasps. Just announced is the new band name.
Agonal, that's it.
Dusty Gannon and the Agonal Gasps.
Hell yeah. 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 I try to talk about like the esoteric weird stuff on the show, but I also think it's important to talk about this kind of stuff. It's not like I don't do like a political show,
Yeah.
but it's like talking about, it's kind of getting hard to have a conversation without breaching into these topics.
And I hate that it has to be that way now, because I'm the guy that's like, I normally like, I want no part of it.
Same.
Like, I just want to drink beer, listen to peepaw music and fish,
Yeah.
and tell ghost stories, like.
That's your
Yeah.
bumper sticker now.
Yeah.
I just like, I have a huge issue with authority, and I think that has to do with religion too. Like, I take that all the way. And
Me and you both, man.
yeah. And it's like, my biggest thing is like, you're not gonna tell me what to do. Like, fuck you. Like no man has authority over me.
Yeah.
Period.
That's your life.
Yeah.
And like,
it's like-
saying do this or I'm gonna hurt you isn't exactly a good way to make people come to your side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
unfortunately, it's becoming obvious to me that they really don't care what we think.
No.
Right. And here's a really uncomfortable truth about what's happening right now is a lot of people did vote for this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is democracy, what we're saying. And it's like, well, I mean, not exactly, right? Like, it's also fascism, but
Yeah.
it's like democratically, I mean, unless, we're getting into conspiracy theories about elections being stolen, which I'm not. I think there is a fair bit of that as well.
Yeah.
a lot of things are lining up a little bit too well on that.
Yeah. And I think like I'm pretty bipartisan about, I fucking hate the government and they ruin everything. I don't think this is a new thing. I think we don't have to get into this too much, but I don't think this is the only election that's been stolen. I don't think we have a democratic process in this country, but it's like, if that's where we get into like, well, voting is consenting to the system, even if your candidate isn't chosen. It's basically saying, I believe that we do have an electoral process.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think a lot more people are like coming to the conclusion that we are, which is like, do we?
Yeah.
Do we have?
Doesn't seem that way anymore.
Yeah. And it's like, I can get like, we don't have time for it, but
Yeah.
like conspiracy theory angles about like all of these people come from like certain families. And it's like, we kind of are given an illusion, even if we do have democracy in this country, we're given two choices, right?
Mm-hmm.
And no one else is really, they talk about gatekeeping, like that's politics. That's the
Yeah.
government. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm rambling.
No, it's okay.
Now, I actually have a question for
yeah.
you, if you don't
Yeah.
mind, to try to like, well, I mean, I want to say lighter topic, but it's really fucking not. But like I came from a very weird, well, I don't want to say weird, it was just different, like religious kind of upbringing, and went through some shit. And Leslie was telling me that he said, yeah, mom was like a very fundamentalist religious person. I think you said like ex-Jehovah's Witness or
Can't
something.
Yeah,
remember.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay, yes, I remember.
Yeah,
correctly. Okay, good.
Both my parents and my sister are Jehovah's Witnesses,
Mhm.
and that's how I was raised. I was also homeschooled, so I was really cool,
Oh.
really cool and
Yeah.
well adjusted.
Man,
Oh my
you came
gosh,
out
you gotta talk
really
to
good
Aaron
from that one, because I've seen
Oh,
some
thanks, man.
like, I bless them, but I've seen some homeschool kids come out kind of fucking weird. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like,
I'm
but-
sorry, Aaron.
sorry, yeah, Aaron, I love you, buddy. But like, what was the moment for you? Not to hijack your interview, but like, what was the
Sure.
moment for you that made you say, Fuck this.
Okay, so I do have an answer. I was abused as a kid.
Oh, damn.
And
I was trying to be lighter, but yeah,
it's
this
okay.
got
Damn, this
dark.
is heavy. We're so
hey,
sorry.
no, like for real.
Okay.
This is important stuff.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
It is.
like it's totally, I think, and I've told some of my experiences on the show before because like part of my philosophy about it is if like I can say that on a podcast, then maybe someone can talk about it with their mom or like
It's
their
healing for
That's a good
yourself
point.
too.
Yeah,
you know.
absolutely.
But yeah, I was taken advantage of as a kid, and I think that is what got me thinking about. And also, there wasn't organized religion shelters,
Mhm.
predators.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Um, so I think that's what got me thinking, just in general, just got me
Mhm.
thinking. And so like I had that's the thing, right? Is like um magic is like witches are traumatized people, right? You have to be broken in order to be reformed, right?
Mm.
So like this can be done through like for a lot of people, that's unfortunately trauma. I think psychedelics are like self-induced trauma, like you are forcing yourself to go through something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But like that's like really what cracked my mind open, I think. And where I like became conscious, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. My mom's also like, I know I get it from my mom. She's like deeply empathetic to the point where she can like actually feel like people's energy.
Mm.
And I've got it bad. It's like not a good thing, you know? Like,
I feel that.
yeah. Yeah, it's The Shining, and I
We have
know
The Shining.
I
Oh,
know
no.
you've got it
We have The Shining.
because I have it and
Okay.
I see you,
Yeah, I
right?
see.
Yeah. Yeah.
We do what we can.
But yeah, that's what really was like an eye-opening thing for me. And then I actually like so I moved out at 18 and like I was a homeschooled Jehovah's Witness. So like I had no one like
Yeah.
and I was like obnoxiously atheist for a long time, just like in your face about it, like you know the type, right?
Oh yeah.
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 I was a black metal Puritan for the longest time, so I was just I was just as obnoxious too. So don't tell me
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, and like it took me like time to like come full circle and see like have my own like spirituality. Um that's actually like I had a fuck around and find out phase with the occult, where it's like, well, I don't believe in any of this shit anyway. Kind of like your story with the rock,
Yeah.
like kind of hit close to home because it's like nothing weird ever happened to me spiritually until I like went knocking on that door.
Mhm.
And um it's not something I really advocate or um like would advise people to do unless you're really adamant that that's not a thing. If you're like, oh, I know, oh, I know that that's not a thing. It's like, okay, maybe you should try just to like
Yeah.
get out of that, you know?
Yeah.
But were you raised religiously?
Yeah, kinda. Like, so my granddad on my dad's side, he actually graduated with a religious degree in his early 50s, well, late 50s. Greatest, smartest, wisest man I've ever met. Like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be who I am today for sure. My mom, okay, so you know how like there's a weird thing in the South where it's like they are religious, like they are Christian, but there's almost like a witchcraft element to it, like those old Appalachian
Mm.
superstitions.
Yeah.
Like, the biggest one that I still do today is even though I love black cats, if me and my son are driving and I see a black cat run across the road, I'll put two X's on the windshield of my car because keeps the thing away. My grandma, she would throw salt on her doorstep every night before she went to bed. So a lot of those old school traditions, like, don't break a mirror, don't walk under a ladder. Um, if a picture frame falls and breaks, somebody in your family's going to die, that sort of thing. Now, the fucked up part where that got me Well, so like, when I was a kid, yeah, I believed in God because my mom and dad never really shoved it down my throat. It was very much, hey, if you're a good person, you go to heaven. If you're bad, it sucks for you, buddy. You know? So they never really like try to do like anything like heavy religious, right? Like they were never like, oh, you can't watch this because this is evil or anything like that. They definitely didn't like me getting into metal later on because they just didn't want me to. They thought I was just gonna, get into drugs and get in trouble because that's what they just thought that what in their head was. It never was like, no, you're not a devil worshiper. We just don't want people to think that you're a drug addict or alcoholic or some shit. But I started getting into a lot of fights when I was around like in fifth grade, and my mom and dad decided to put me in a Christian school called Pioneer Christian Academy. And it was in on like where was that, like White Bridge, Tennessee, like White Bridge Road, Tennessee, not White Bridge Road. Well, what it was worth it? It was close to Madison, Tennessee. It's like in that little weird kind of like Rivergate, Madison spot. But it was a very, very small school, very backwoods Southern Baptist. To put it in perspective, like they had kindergarten through 12th grade in this school. From kindergarten through 12th grade,
Wow.
there was 250 kids.
Damn.
My graduating class was like, people think I exaggerate this. My graduating class was like eight
Whoa.
people.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was very much a very small group of people. And so, like you grew up with these people, like these are your friends for a long time. And, I turned out to be the one alternative kid in the school. And it all started when like the first time that I came into this like school, we had like a music class. And they were walking around, like the teachers going around like asking everybody who their favorite artists were, and like somebody would say like a country artist, or somebody would say like some kind of like fucking, I don't know, like kind of Christian band or whatever. And then they came to me, and I just said, "Oh, my favorite band's AC/DC," and everybody looked back at me like I kicked their fucking dogs, And it always spiraled from there because like I was always the kid that I was like, hey, I like this shit, and they're like, no, that's evil, and then it finally got turned into, oh, he's the weird kid. So, my alternative phase is like start really fucking accelerated in there. And it turned into a point to where it was like, you think I'm the devil, I'm going to fucking show you what the devil is, and hi guys, I hope you're all seeing this. Love you. But no, man, like I'll tell you a good story that'd be great for this. I've never like really told this story on any kind of interview, but
exclusive.
It's fucking wild. This was my kind of fucking claim to fame. Was so like I said, very small backwoods Christian school. Like I was going into school wearing trip pants, fishnet shirts, spikes. I couldn't go to sleep because my collar had spikes this thick, or I'd stab myself, kind of thing. And I was the goth kid of the school. And like I think it was like told my thing before, it was like where at first, like, yeah, I was like the most hated kid in school, but then it turned into like this kind of weird thing where it was like, okay, you're weird, but we respect you, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I had people I could hang out with, but I also had girls be like, hey, I wanna go fool around, but don't tell anybody because everybody think I'm weird. And then it's like, oh, okay, whatever, fuck, I don't give a shit. But like, so like there was that, and then so I was going through that kind of phase of everything where I had people that I had a very kind of loose friend group. I had people that I would hang out with, but more so I had people outside of that I would hang out with. So there was a teacher when back a little bit, we had a principal and his wife that took over the school. And they were two of the biggest pieces of shit. I will still say to this day, still the two biggest pieces of shit I ever met in my life. And for this reason that's coming up. Like they were just after me. Like they had teachers calling my parents and my other friends' parents being like, hey, don't let your kid hang out with them. He's a devil worshiper. And like, you should be ashamed for letting your child listen to this and be into this kind of shit. So like anything that went wrong in the school, I was the first one in the principal's office, like looking for a reason to kick me out. And well, they decided they're going to leave after the school year because they got caught up in an investigation of them hiring a bunch of basketball players to come pretend to be students, like 20-something-year-old basketball players to come be like students in the school to win basketball tournaments for them. Yeah, that was the thing. That's how stupid these people were. But the real thing they fucked up with is you should probably do background checks when you hire teachers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, here we go, man. This is great. So Anyways, it's the start of the school year. I had went through my first real breakup, and I was on some some medications because mom and dad were trying to figure out like my depressive shit. Because depression runs in my family real bad. So I was fucking going through it. You know what I mean? Like I had no idea what the fuck was really kind of going on. But we hired this teacher. Her name was Erin Myers, and we're gonna put a pin on that one. That name, Erin Myers. So, anyways, so like we're thinking at first, like, oh, cool, new teacher. She's actually kind of cool. She's not super religious. She's trying to like be cool with us, all that kind of thing. This is great. But later on, like kind of noticed that when I was sitting in class and I was drawing, she would kind of do the whole like number of like kind of thing, short skirt. And I'm just sitting there going, okay, that's kind of fucking weird. And then later on in the year, she somehow like got a hold of my phone number, like my cell phone number, and she called me. And I was and it was like 7 o'clock at night. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, hey, what's up? Am I in trouble? She's like, no, I just want to know if like your grades are slipping a little bit. I want to know if you just wanted to kind of like have some tutoring or something.
What?
And I was
How old are
like,
you?
That's disgusting.
yeah. So I went and
Yeah.
told mom and dad, and they were like, no. And they didn't really think nothing of it. They just kind of thought, oh, well, she's just concerned. Because, they are thinking
Oh
their
my
son is in a
God.
Christian school. How much more safer could he be?
Oh my God.
Well, anyway, so, that kind of shit happens. And I'm getting more and more fucking depressed by the fucking day because, like, just a bunch of fucking shit with like some other alternative people that came in and were starting to get mad at me, that everybody kind of looked at me as like you're the one that we're going to hang out with, or we're going to like make fun of all the rest of you kind of thing. And there was this one that was jealous of the girlfriend that I had. Like she wanted to date her. So when me and her broke up, he took that opportunity to just fucking take my name and start running through fucking dirt. So like I had my like three little group of friends that were like, hey, you're cool. We're gonna hang out with you, but just let you know, everybody kind of fucking thinks you're all fucking rocker right now, dude. And I'm like, I kind of fucking am. But it was in the summer, and we were going to the Wilson County Fair, and this was like I want to say like maybe like right, well, yeah. So it Wilson County Fair, well, that might have been like right after the school year started. So like maybe like maybe like into September, early October, something like that. And it was close to when Halo 3 was coming out. I remember that specifically. It was close to Halo 3. And so me and my buddies were going to go to the Wilson County Fair, and they were going to pick me up from my aunt's house. And so my buddies picked me up, and we're in their car. And this kid has been calling me nonstop, and I have no idea who this fucking kid is. And they keep asking me things like, hey, do you like vampires? Just like shit that I like. And I'm like, how the fuck do you know this, man? And it's this little kid, like shit, not like it's like maybe like 5 or 6 year old kid that's calling me. And like, so I'm sitting there talking to this kid. And then like my friends pick me up, and they're like, dude, what's the fuck's going on? I'm like, dude, this fucking kid keeps talking to me. And like, I don't know who the fuck it is. So like my friends, being the little problematic assholes that we started talking shit to this kid, like saying all kinds of heinous shit, young, dumb teenagers. And then finally, my friend beside me, his face goes fucking white, like sheet white. And he looks at me and he goes, Anson, it's Miss Myers' kid. And I went, oh, we are so fucked. We are so, because we straight up said like we would like hang this kid up by his fucking ankles and beat him or some shit. You know what I mean? It's like, stop calling us.
Yeah, just being like teenagers being
Right.
dumb.
Well, anyway, so like she was like, hey, Anson, where y'all going? I was like, we're going to the fair. And she's like, oh, are your friends with you? Don't want to name them in here, but they were like, yeah, we're all going. And she's like, you want me to bring y'all alcohol? And we're like, no.
What a
Like my
psycho.
friend like
Wow.
slammed on the fucking brakes. Oh, dude, I can't wait to see your face here in a little bit. Slammed on his fucking brakes. He's like, what? And they're like, yeah, dude, like this is what the fuck she's saying. And I'm like, we're like, oh, look, like just get off the phone with her. And so we start driving, but she keeps fucking calling, and she starts getting into my head about my ex-girlfriend and all this kind of shit. And like, so we're at the fair, and like my whole class is there, right? Because it's like, we all kind of decided we were going to go there that night. So I'm meeting up with like my friends and shit, and they're asking me if I'm okay, because they're like, wow, this is getting kind of fucked up, man. And I keep just handing the phone to my buddy, and he kept walking off, but he was getting mad. And then like So finally, like we're all just kind of sitting around trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Like I'm crying to my buddy, like I don't know what the fuck's going on. Dude. She keeps talking to me about my ex. She keeps talking to me about like things that I like. She keeps fucking doing this weird shit. And so finally, my buddy that I keep handing the phone to finally comes back to me, and he just white as a sheet again, just hands me the phone and goes, "I'm done. Don't ask me again." And I went, "Cool, dude." So he starts walking off, and then so I start talking to her, and then she's like, like I just want to let you know there's going to be some things that are going to come out about me tomorrow, and I want you to leave with me. I want you to come with me. Like I can help you feel better. And I'm like,
what?
and then so like I'm like, what the fuck? And like one of my good friends at the time was sitting beside me and he heard me. I was like, dude, you're hearing this shit, right? And he was just shaking his head like he couldn't fucking believe it. And so I was sitting there, and to finally get her to shut up, I was like, all right, you know what? If you can convince my ex-girlfriend to come with us, we'll go. Just anything to get her off the fucking phone. Because I knew she wouldn't, my ex-girlfriend wouldn't even talk to me at this point. She wouldn't talk to anybody about me. I knew for a fact that she wouldn't say shit. So I was like, got her off the phone. That was the last I heard about her, for that night. And so me and my buddies, we're also shaking at this point. My sister is there with her friends, and she's a few grades below me, but she still had that teacher too. And she's asking me, she's like, Anson, what's going on? I'm like, Kayla, I don't know if I can even tell you at this point, but shit's getting fucking weird. She goes, what are you going to do? I said, well, me and the guys we're going to go home. We're going to play Halo 2 and we're going to go to sleep. She's like, okay. And the one funny part in this whole thing is like, we were in the car and we were driving home. And I mean, it was dead quiet, dude. Like, quiet. We didn't have the radio. We were just still in shock. And apparently she had gotten into my friend's head, the one that she was talking to the whole night. Because out of nowhere, he just goes, I'm not fucking gay. And we went, dude, are you okay? And he's like, no, people keep saying, I was like, dude, it's okay, man. Like even if you were, it's okay, dude, just calm down. Because he was like freaking out. Just out of like apparently he was trying to get into her. She was trying to get into his head too.
Oh, the teacher?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my gosh.
Because like I said, I kept handing him the phone to talk to her, and then finally he came back and was like, "Dude, I'm fucking done. Like, do not go."
Manipulative.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go to the house, we fucking play Halo 2, and then we go to bed and I'll go home the next morning. Well, I get home, and this is back when AOL Instant Messenger was still a thing. Tells you how long ago this was. I was fucking 17, and my buddy sends me a link. He just says, "I'm sending you this. I'm just letting you know I'm done. I don't want anything to do with this. You're on your own." And I went, okay. I clicked the link, and Erin Myers was actually Erin McLean. You ever heard of her?
No.
Erin McLean was the teacher from Knoxville that got a student killed. Her husband came and blew the student's brain out with a shotgun because they were having an affair. And she fled to Nashville, where she went back to her last name, and my dumbass fucking school hired her.
Oh my
God.
God.
No background check?
No background check. No background check, no nothing. Just said, here you go, bitch. You got a job.
Wow.
So I sat there and I told my aunt was over at the house because at the time, me and my mom didn't have a great relationship. So I thought, like, I'm going to sit here and tell my aunt, like, tell her what's going on. And I pulled her in and gave her the scoop, and she just sat on her bed and she went, honey, I got to tell your mom. I was like, Mom, please don't. I will figure this out. She goes, Anson, no. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we fucking, like, there was a snapped episode about this shit. Like, wow. They took it off. Like you can look everything up. Like there's articles, everything of her saying like, yeah, she went to this school. She tried going after this kid. Thankfully my mom and dad, kept me out of it as much as I can. I was already going through so much shit. But yeah, like I remember, like the biggest thing I remember was like going back to school, and my mom and dad had set up a meeting with the principal, and they took me into the fucking this big like room with this big table, and there was her sitting at the end of the table and my mom and dad. And when I tell you, my mom had grabbed that oak table so hard, she had claw marks in it. She was ready to jump over that fucking table. And like I said, another funny part that came out is I remember sitting at the table because I don't know why they thought that was a good idea to just have me in there with it, And, the new principal, the one that just kind of inherited this bullshit, because they hired everybody, because like the ones, like I said, the shitty ones, they just hired people and then bounced.
Wow.
And like he's the principal's looking at me, just kind of trying to figure out what the fuck's going on in the mess that he inherited, and like I just remember him looking at the teacher Aaron and looking at my mom and dad, and just being like, so I think we just need to kind of take a step back and ask the person who's the victim here how they're feeling, because I don't think anybody's really asked him yet. And I was like, permission to speak freely. And he was like, yeah, go ahead. I said, this is fucked up. And when I tell you my mom didn't fucking skip a beat, that southern mom came out real quick, slapped me upside the head, said, don't you dare cuss in here. Like, and the principal was like, hey, no, it's okay. He said he asked permission. But it's like, and you think it can't get any fucking worse, man. So it's like,
oh my god,
they fucking my principal is like, hey, Anson, I just want to let you know, we got to make a statement about this. I haven't told anybody your name, and I'm sitting there thinking, my whole class knows about this, man. Like, we don't have to do this. And then so he's like, no, just go ahead and go in the lunchroom, and y'all, and y'all can just, I'm just going to make an announcement. Nobody else is going to know as you, except the people who know. I've already talked to everybody else, told them not to say anything. You're going to be okay. Man, when I tell you, I walked into that fucking cafeteria, and the whole school was already in that fucking room. And like, when I walked in, everybody's had eyes on me, and I sat down at that table, and I was putting my hands in my head like this, and a guy came, and the principal, bless his heart, came the fuck in there and was like, I just want to let y'all know, we had an incident with a teacher involving a student. We're not going to name names. And I just popped my head on. We all know who it fucking is. All right? It was me. Yeah. And then so like, that. And then like, then the fucking calls from the news came, and then the fucking that dude's lawyer called, like Bruce Poston. He wound up fucking dying in a car crash later on. That dude finally did get like the husband. He got like, it was like labeled as like a crime of passion, so he got off free because like apparently like the dude, like the kid was like threatening him or some shit. I don't know. It's all on the internet. You can look and see. Man. But yeah, for anybody that's ever heard that story, I was the person. Aaron, if you're watching this, hi.
Damn, dude.
But
wow.
Yeah. So we're talking about like them
wild.
hiding predators. Yeah, they just fucking hire them, dude.
Yeah.
They ain't no hiding shit.
Yep.
Wow.
I wonder if it's like teachers and schools. It like is that I wonder if predators see that as a place because there's kids there, kind of like religion, right?
I think so.
Where it's like there's a bunch of kids here. So it's like, and it is like a community, and it's like school, like it being a Christian school too has that context to it where it's like,
well, yeah, I mean, it's like the perfect place because it's like the place that you would least assume, and then you're gonna find kids like me there that already have this apathy towards religion, and then like, not even really caring about the religion to begin with, or getting picked on for having different beliefs. Fuck yeah, man, you're gonna take advantage of an emotional 16-year-old.
Yeah. I think that people need to like listen to kids more, because I think a lot of times kids are being honest. They don't have a reason to like be manipulative usually or hide something. So like, yeah, if kids are trying to tell an adult that something's going on, like please listen. Even if it's not your kid, if a kid feels safe with you to be honest, like that something bad is going on, please listen. And there are people that can report that for you to DCS and stuff. So
yeah. Have you seen that movie Weapons?
Really good movie, Weapons. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay, yeah. It was bizarre.
Yeah, there's a part in there where like the teacher knows something's up with the kid.
Yep.
That one like got me, because it's like that to me that was the most disturbing part of the whole movie is like this teacher like a young student, and she's like, "What's going on, buddy? Like I know something's wrong. Like you can talk to me," and he just like tells her everything's fine, and like that, like I was just bawling at that part.
Yeah, yeah. Without giving the movie away, the kid was basically threatened by someone in an adult form to not say anything that was happening at home, basically.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, but it's a really good horror film. I can't remember. Do you know who the director was?
I don't know his name. He was in a comedy troupe back in the day called Whitest Kids You Know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I miss that show.
Yeah.
God, I miss Trevor Moore so much.
Yeah. Rest in peace, man.
Yeah.
I love Trevor Moore.
I feel like nostalgia has been on my mind a lot lately. Just everything from the 90s feels like comfort food right now.
We're getting a new Jackass.
Yeah.
Really?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Excited about that.
But I totally agree with what you said. Like like especially kids, like if you need help, like say something, you know?
Yeah.
Like it just yeah. And people should listen.
Yeah, absolutely. And not just kids, like baby bats, adults,
Yeah.
whoever, elderly people. Like if something is happening, please tell somebody you trust. I mean,
Mm.
we're all trying to look out for each other here. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I know you'll have a we'll get you out of here. The roads are not looking great out there.
Yeah, it's cold and icy out
yeah.
probably. So
We'll have to do this again soon sometime.
Oh yeah,
I'll-
most definitely.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
This has been cool as fuck.
I'm
man.
really glad
Yeah.
y'all are having fun.
Yeah.
Before we go, I ask everyone this. If this is too personal, that's okay. You don't have to answer. But when was the last time you cried?
When was not the last time I cried? Damn, I can't remember specifically.
I've heard people give like specific answers. I've heard people say Tuesday.
Fuck the last interview we had.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. That's true. Yeah, I feel
Touching
like,
up on that same kind of
Mhm.
shit, like my religious trauma, yeah, and like what really kind of made me like, no, fuck this shit. Yeah,
yeah,
really did dark times, man.
Yeah.
Dark times back
Mm.
then.
yeah. I think the last time I teared up was a couple days ago when I was like having a really stressful day at work. I came home and my partner is watching the hell's that show called? It was like an old show from like the 90s. And I'm like, what's this shit? And I didn't mean it like in a bad way. And they got really offended. And I was like, oh no, I didn't mean to offend you. So that's on a much lighter note. The world as we know it right now is making my heart hurt and ache very much. But I will say on a lighter note, being able to create music with you and do podcasts and creative things and talk about what matters in the world, like that gives me hope. That makes me feel better. And I hope that listening to this stuff makes you feel less alone. And please know you have a supportive environment if you ever come to our shows or hang out with us. We're all friends here. So thank you for watching.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Thank y'all for
Cheers.
being here.
Thank you.
No problem.
Leslie,
Thanks for having us.
Anson, Morning Candle. Check them out. Harbinger. Is it Harbinger?
I say Harbinger.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the
We don't have a
proper pronunciation
consensus.
is.
No.
Okay. All right.
Word, it's word.
Yeah.
Follow us on Bandcamp and all the socials. Thank you so much for being here, and
Yeah.
we'll see you next time.
Yeah. Harbinger's out now. Check them in March. What was the dates on the shows again, real quick?
So March 7th and April 8th at the Cobra Nashville.
Hell yeah. And we'll see you next week.